Now, here's the key thing. What makes a legend isn't their natural talent. What makes a legend or a hero is their daily habit. All change is hard at first, and it's messy in the middle, and it's gorgeous at the end. And it's sort of, you're in new territory. You're in the blue ocean. There might be some confusion. There might be some exhaustion. But just remember, if it wasn't messy, it wouldn't be real change. Small, daily, seemingly insignificant improvements, when done consistently over time, lead to stunning results. In other words, it's not so much what you do once a year that is going to cause you to lead your field. It's what you do every day. Hi, it's Robin Sharma, and I am ever so happy and absolutely delighted to welcome you to video number 2 in this training series that I've handcrafted for you to help you boost your productivity, your performance, your prosperity, and your service to the world. So, if you haven't watched video number 1 in this training series, by the way, which is the Victim to Hero Leap, which is really a revolutionary mental framework that will help you release any form of giving away your power, any form of victimhood, any form of toxicity, so that you get more done, so you have more confidence, so you feel stronger, so you do amazing things. Go back and watch video number 1 before you watch this video, because otherwise this video is not going to give you the full-on fire that I wanted to have for you. Okay, so welcome to video number 2. Video number 2 is going to help you do a few things. Number 1, it's going to help you get traction around the ideas I shared in the previous video. The previous video had a lot of big, potent ideas and insights. Now we're going to put boots to the ground and help you make some serious changes in the coming days, weeks, months, and years. Because ideation without execution is delusion. And if you look at the billionaires, you look at the pro athletes, you look at the CEOs, you look at the people living heroic, happy, successful lives, they all have one thing in common. Less talk, more do. They all have another thing in common. It's not so much about information. Information is the gold, but there's no treasure to it without application and implementation. And so what we're going to do in training video number 2 is I'm going to walk you through 2 mental frameworks that are going to change the game and move the needle. Number 1, the 3-step success formula. I'm super excited to share this because I don't share this one very often. Usually it's with my private clients in my small group coaching. Usually it's with the billionaires that I am the private advisor to. Usually it's only when I work with companies like Starbucks, IBM Watson, NASA, Young Presidents Organization, FedEx, IBM. That's when I share the 2 models you're about to learn. But I'm going to share them to you because I want to help and I want to see you shine and I want you to do your part to upgrade and uplift the world while you create a life you love. And not only for yourself, but for your loved ones. So let's get right into the 3-step success formula. So let's get to first principles. Here's the main idea. With better awareness, you're going to make better choices. And when you start making better choices every day, you're going to see better results. I'm going to repeat that again because repetition is the mother of integration. With better awareness, you're going to make better choices. And with better choices, of course, you're going to see better results. In other words, when you know better, you can do better. And so this is the 3-step success formula. As you develop better awareness about the things you want to improve, you're going to make better choices around the things you want to improve. As you start making better decisions and better choices, of course, your results are going to change. Let me make this more practical for you by giving you some examples. So let's say you want to upgrade your health. You want to have more energy. You want to have more vitality. You want to live longer. So if you start studying what the healthiest people on the planet do, if you start listening to the podcasts of people who are talking about nutritional hacking, if you start reading books on how to live longer and how to hydrate better and how to cut out certain foods and how to make sure you get the right sleep so your health rises to the next level of world class, all of that education, all of that learning is going to give you better awareness. With that new awareness, guess what you can do as a human being? You can start making better choices every day. And as you start making better choices, you're going to start seeing better results. And as I mentioned in video number 1, one of my core brain tattoos, small, daily, seemingly insignificant improvements, when done consistently over time, lead to stunning results. In other words, it's not so much what you do once a year that is going to cause you to lead your field. It's what you do every day. Because your days are your life in miniature. I'm going to repeat that again because I really want you to embrace this idea. Your days are your life in miniature. What you're doing today is predicting your future. And it might be a seduction to think, well, the little things I do today aren't going to make a difference, but it's those little things that you do today. I call them micro wins or 1% wins. They stack over time into massive results. So if you want to increase your health, increase your awareness, that'll give you some better choices. Better choices done each day are going to start giving you better results. Maybe you'll say to me, Robin, I want to get a promotion at work, or I want to, Robin, I'm an entrepreneur. I want to achieve domain dominance and lead the field. I would say to you, start reading about the titans of business. I would say to you, listen to the right podcast. I would say to you, pull out your journal and deconstruct your winning formula. Because the more awareness you have about what you do when you're winning, that awareness will allow you to do what? Make better choices. And as you make better choices, you're going to start seeing better results. Maybe you want to have better personal relationships. Again, study people in great relationships. Study people who have built long-term marriages. Study people who feel they have connectedness and love all around them. There's books by these people. There's podcasts by these people. There's videos by these people. These people are in your family and in your neighborhood. And the more you can dial in your curiosity, because all billionaires, all A players, all superstars have massive levels of curiosity. Well, that learning will give you higher awareness. You see how the 3-step success formula works? With better awareness from your learning, you can make better choices starting today. As you start to calibrate and dial in your choices, you're going to see better results. And so in many ways, the 3-step success formula, with better awareness, you'll make better choices, you'll see better results, is all about making a quantum leap from superficiality to granularity. And you'll see this on the model. I want you to look at the model right now. And you'll see at the bottom, on the horizontal axis, this is where the 95% of humanity exists. It's what I call the cult of superficiality. They're not very thoughtful about most things. And I'm not judging, I'm just reporting. If you say, how can you upgrade your finances? Or what do you need to do to make the next month the single best month of your life? Or if you say, what have you learned about being great in business? Or what are the 5 best lessons you've learned to be a happier person? They'll say, I don't know. You see, the victim loves entertainment. The leader loves education. The victim is busy being busy. The hero is monomaniacally focused on creating an iconic, legendary life while they lift the world in the process. And so the 3-step success formula is really about helping you release any superficial understanding of success. It's about helping you release a superficial approach to the way you work. I mean, if we were talking about morning routine, the victims, the 95%, they go, I don't know what my morning routine is. I haven't studied the morning routines of the most successful, productive people on the planet. That is what I mean by the cult of superficiality. But you want to use the 3-step success formula, and as you apply it, you will actually leave the cult of superficiality, and you will make your ascent up into the group of what? Granularity. And so if you were to study a Kobe, if you were to study a Federer, if you were to study a Beethoven, if you were to study a Mozart, if you were to study a Steve Wozniak, if you were to study a Shakespeare, these people, these men and women who changed the world were masters of their craft because they didn't work or live in a superficial way. They were so calibrated and granular. Their morning routines were so meticulous. The way that they worked, I've just finished a new book, and every single line has been handcrafted. Every single illustration, I have sweat the smallest of details. That is what I mean by granularity. And as you develop better awareness about your craft or about your health or about your life, about relationships or about the things that the great billionaires do, you will start to upgrade and dial in your awareness so tomorrow morning you can start making the better choices that are going to give you better results. Now, you might be saying, Robin, I don't quite understand how powerful this model is. Here is what my top clients have told me. They said, Robin, this simple model, once I studied it, once I thought about it, once I watched, your training over and over around it, something shifted within me. And I really understood what a game changer it was. And so I really want you to slow down and think about what I've shared with you. With the 3-step success formula, with better awareness, you can make better choices or decisions. And with better choices, you're going to see better results. And that brings us to the second model I want to share with you. And I'm absolutely amped to share this one with you because it is very powerful. And it is the habit installation protocol. So when I travel the world and I meet people on airplanes, or I meet people in airports or at live events or on the streets or in hotels, one of the things they say to me is, Robin, how can we take the learning that we embrace, whether it's on morning routine, whether it's on productivity, whether it's on being more successful in their work, maybe it's on spirituality. They say, Robin, we want to install new habits, but we struggle. That's the word I often hear. We struggle. And so what I have done is, over the past number of years, I have handcrafted a model that will walk you right now through a 66-day process on how the pros install routines that last. And it's based on neuroscience and it's based on research. Now, here's the key thing. What makes a legend isn't their natural talent. What makes a legend or a hero is their daily habit or their daily routines. I'm going to repeat that again because it's really powerful. We look at a Picasso or a Beethoven. We look at a Federer or a Steve Jobs. We look at the best of the best. We look at a Nelson Mandela, a Mother Teresa. And what we think is, we say these people were gifted. And that's the myth that society and the media sells to us. Actually, what made the great ones was what they did every day. In other words, their daily habits. And so this model is called the Habit Installation Protocol. It's going to show you exactly how the pros install routines and rituals that last. Let's get right into it. The research of University College of London has shown us that it takes 66 days of practicing a new routine to reach the point of what they call automaticity. And automaticity simply means you start to do the routine easily. So let me give you an example, the 5 a.m. club. A lot of people have learned my philosophy that I've been teaching for over 20 years about rising before the sun. And if you rise before the sun, you have that hour of quietude where you can build yourself and you can grow and you can review your game plans and you can meditate and you can exercise to release dopamine so you feel on fire, and you can release cortisol, the fear hormone, so it's 6 o'clock in the morning and you are ready to go out there and change the world. But here's the point. If you wanted to dial in and make rising at 5 a.m. automatic, it'll be a 66-day process according to University College of London. And so that routine will go through, or any routine will go through 3 phases. The first, roughly 22 days, is about destruction. Destruction. You see, you've got to let go of your old routines and install new ones. And so that first 22 days you're destroying your old mindsets, your old belief systems, your old practices, your old habits. You see, one of my famous brain tattoos is this: all change is hard at first, and it's messy in the middle, and it's gorgeous at the end. And so the first 22 days of getting up at 5 a.m., or the first 22 days of turning off your phone at work and being more focused versus distracted, or the first 22 days of being more positive versus toxic, or the first 22 days of spending an hour before you go to sleep meditating, or the first 22 days of not watching the news and reading something amazing, because you become what you read, and your influences, they're going to feel like a destruction. It's almost like a home renovation. You've got to tear down the old foundations before better foundations can be installed. Okay, as you can see from the model, the habit installation protocol, phase number 2, roughly 22 days of the 66-day process of installing any new habit, is all about installation. Well, this is where we're installing the new neural architecture of the habit you want to install. If it's the 5 a.m. club, or if it's being more positive to every person that you know, or if it's going the extra mile in your work to being a merchant of wow. This is the messy middle in the brain tattoo. All change is hard at first, messy in the middle, gorgeous at the end. You see, you're not quite to the point of automaticity around the new routine, but you're not destroying old patterns. It's right in that 22-day middle. And it's sort of, you're in new territory. You're in the blue ocean. There might be some confusion. There might be some exhaustion. But just remember, if it wasn't messy, it wouldn't be real change. And what the victim does, and I know you're not a victim, but what the victim does is, as they encounter difficulty and discomfort, they wave the white flag and they say, well, mom couldn't get up at 5, dad couldn't get up at 5, grandpa couldn't get up at 5, I guess I don't have early morning genes. What the victim does is they say, wow, this is hard, boo-hoo, I can't be more positive, I can't be better at my craft, I can't have more energy by exercising daily. You see, it's that mentality of can't I mentioned in the first video, and so they stop installing the right routine. Here is a key point to remember in this middle phase of the habit installation protocol. Just because you couldn't do something before doesn't mean you can't do it now. And also remember, world class is not an event, it's a process that takes about 66 days. See, a lot of people say, I can't do this new routine. It's not because they couldn't do the new routine. It's because they didn't stay with it for 66 days to allow their brain and their body to wire in and recode the new habit. So, after phase number 1, which is destruction, after phase number 2, installation, you're going to get to the final phase of habit installation, which is all about integration. Now, this is the brain tattoo. All change is hard at first, messy in the middle, and gorgeous at the end. Now you're on the short roads. Now it starts getting easier. And at the end of approximately 66 days, according to the research, the new habit will now become easier to do than not to do. I mean, just think about it. Anything that you're really great at was once hard. So another thing to remember is all professionals begin as amateurs, and every master was once a beginner. Go through this 66-day process, and eventually you're going to get to the 60-day automaticity point where getting up at 5, or being the most positive, generous person you know, or dialing in a daily routine, or working like Picasso painted, or turning off the news and reading something good, or spending more time with your family every night. Maybe it's a private meal or a family dinner. It will become easier to do the new routine or new habit than not to do it. You see, you are built to embrace new habits. It just takes the process I've walked you through. Well, before I end this second training video, where I've walked you through the 3-step success formula and the habit installation protocol, I want to applaud you. You know, the world needs more heroes, and why wait for them when you have it in you to become one of them? If you look around the world right now, there's so much uncertainty, there's so much volatility. And Gandhi said it so beautifully. He said, be the change you want to see in the world. You know, when you work on your own relationship and you become the hero of your own life, you give permission to everyone around you to do the same. So again, I want to applaud you for being with me in this very important second training video. Now, training video number 3 is the most important of all of the videos in this series. Here's why. I am actually going to do something that is like pure treasure. I'm actually going to give you an insider's only glimpse at one of the most valuable and important training frameworks that I teach to the Fortune 500, like Starbucks, FedEx, IBM, the billionaires that I advise, the pro superstars and the members of royalty. You're going to get that model in training video number 3. It's called the World-Class Life Deconstruction. Over 20 plus years, I've studied the best of the best, not only in business, in sports, in life, the happiest people, not only successful people, people who have significance and joy and serenity, and they're serving the world. And I'm going to walk you through in the next training video number 3, a deconstruction where I tell you exactly how the best of the best do it. Yet, before you get to training video number 3, here's what I want you to do. I want you to leave a comment in the comment section sharing what did you learn in this video number 2? What inspired you? What are the ahas? Maybe it's what you're going to commit to doing. And then I'll see you in the most valuable video number 3.
Thanks for watching Neuro Legend. We love to hear from you. Leave in the comments section where you are from and what one action you will take as a result of what you have learned. We have tons of valuable materials to help you live, learn, and grow. To get more of this video or thousands of our rich content, subscribe to our channel now, and hit the notification bell if you haven't done so before. And type the following in the comments section. I subscribe to Neuro Legend because I am successful. See you in the next video.